evening, Facebook friends. Alex here, along with
Brandon.
and nobody behind the camera.
Ooh.
Janine is off traveling the world with her family. I think they're on a remote island someplace.
Yeah, hopefully with an adult beverage in hand.
Yeah, so she is off this week, so we have our trusty tripod as our cameraman this week, and you're stuck with Brandon and I. So, but we got just this afternoon, we've been waiting to see if we were going to get it, and we just got it this afternoon, some photos of the carpet, our new carpet being made. So we had to scratch everything, and that had to be the focus tonight because we got photos and we wanted to share it with you. So that's going to be our focus tonight.
Yeah.
But if you're joining us for the first time here on one of our virtual Hard Hat tours, you get to play along at home, and we want you to comment below, let us know that you're there. Brandon's following the comments here, so if you have questions, we will try and answer those to the best of our ability.
Yep.
If you've got a good carpet joke, since Janine is not here, she normally fills in with a joke for the week. So we'll try and come up with something, but if you've got a good carpet joke, see if you can roll that out down in the comments below, and we'll share that with everybody here.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us tonight. Next week we will be back to showing you kind of a tour around the expansion and the progress that's being made. But like I said, we got these photos. These are hot off the press. We just got them about 2 hours ago, maybe.
Maybe.
And we literally had goosebumps looking at them. So we want to make sure that you guys were one of the very first to see them. So before we get into the photos, let's talk a little bit about the process. Because we've been working on this as staff with our architect, our interior designer, the carpet theater, historic theater carpet consultant.
Yep.
All of those people have been helping us with this for well over a year. Yep.
Where did we start with that process? How did...
I don't even remember at this point. Do you?
I do. So,
you've been at all those meetings.
So it started with our interior designer, Dina, with Elevated Edge Interiors. We did a walkthrough of the theater at the very beginning of the project, and not only picked out architectural elements that we wanted to implement into the carpet, but we came into the theater space and looked around and saw all the beautiful colors that we could pull from the space, and that's really where it started. We came up with a set of 8 colors. They were just basic color swatches, and you know, that's how the pattern came about.
Real quick on the colors, because I believe, and of course I'll get this completely wrong, but I believe the carpet manufacturing process now can do up to like 12 or 16 colors in a carpet.
Yeah.
But we went with 8, and part of that was because of our historic theater carpet consultant said that this era, typically, you know, when this theater opened up in 1929, the carpet at that time typically would have had anywhere from 6 to 8 colors. And so while we could have done a lot more colors because of today's technology, we decided to try and stay true to what they would have done in 1929. And so there was somewhat limiting because if you think about it, you pretty much need kind of a white, you kind of need a black to be able to do different outlines and stuff. So then that drops you down to only about 6 colors left. And so as Brandon talked about, we really looked at the colors here in the theater as well as in the lobby. For those of you that have been here before know we have that gorgeous original tile floor in the lobby that transitions from the main lobby to our rear lobby area where it goes from tile to carpet. So that is a very prominent spot that we wanted to make sure that whatever we decided on carpet was a good transition there from the lobby to there. So we looked at the colors and the tile there as well as the colors throughout the theater here, and thank goodness for our interior designer that helped us kind of narrow down that color palette. And I think from the very first time she showed us the color palette, we were pretty much like, yep, those colors are good. And then it was months and months of fine-tuning the design from there.
Yeah. We keep looking down. The samples are on the ground. We'll show you guys in a bit. But yes, that's why we keep referencing and looking that way.
Yes, there's not like a dog doing tricks down there. It's actually carpet samples. Yeah. So we are referencing the new carpet, but obviously you can't see it yet. Yeah. So stay tuned. We are going to get into those photos here in just a couple of minutes. Like I said, we just got those this afternoon. They started making our carpet yesterday is what we're told. And it'll be about a 2-week process to make all of the carpet. And we've talked about this. I guess it's been a little while since we've talked about the carpet specifically. But all of the areas in the theater that are currently carpeted, with the exception of the dressing rooms and our office, which is up above the front doors, everywhere else that has carpets, in the lobby spaces, the auditorium, the main floor here where we're at right now, the balcony upstairs, all of those spaces will get new carpet. The carpet that's in here right now is from 1983. And while it was the best that could be done in '83 with the budget that was in hand, this carpet has seen better days and is ready to retire and head on out of here. So all of the carpet will be replaced, and we actually have 2 different designs. Do we want to go ahead and
Sure.
look down there, and then we'll come back to the photos? So we'll let Brandon kind of show off our 2 different carpet types here.
All right, so we ready? We good?
Yep.
All right, so this first pattern here is what I'm most excited for. This is the one that we were able to pull different architectural elements throughout the theater and pull them into the carpet. So, you know, we've got the scarab beetle that came directly off of the stained glass window in the front of from the front of the building. There's cobras in here. There's lotus blossoms in here. Being an Art Deco theater, Art Deco theaters were very used a lot of geometric shapes, and that's what we made sure were in here, was a lot of straight lines and hard shapes. So this will be in, this won't be in the theater at all. This will be in the lobby spaces. So the main floor lobby, the mezzanine, the expanded foyer, that's where you'll see this one.
And then it's actually, so the little samples that we got there come in little squares. Like, we'll talk about that here in a minute, but the actual carpet will come in rolls. But the pattern for the lobby areas is actually so large, it takes 4 of those squares to actually start to see a full repeat of the pattern. So it's a very big, very interesting pattern that's going to look absolutely stunning in the lobby spaces. It's also going to really help hide stains and dirt and traffic over time as well. And then what's the other carpet to your left there?
Yeah, so this one is a little bit more relaxed, and we did do that on purpose. This is going to be in all of the theater spaces, but it's also going to be in the main lobby on the staircases. So we thought that this is so pretty, if you're looking down trying to walk upstairs, you may end up tripping. So we went with you know, a relaxed pattern for the theater spaces, being that the theater space in and of itself is already so ornate and so beautiful. We didn't want to detract from the ambiance in here in the theater. So this is still, we have our lotus shapes on here as the background, and then repeating scarab beetles for this pattern. So this will be all in the front here where this awesome carpet is. And then it'll be up all of the aisles as well as in the balcony space. So we're super excited. And for anyone watching that has been able to touch this carpet, this being a sample is only 50% thread count, meaning that this will get 50% thicker now that they are producing it in mass quantity. So.
Yeah, and the carpet for the stairs, not only is it just for general kind of people's comfort, but it's also an ADA thing to make sure if there's too much contrast or too much busy stuff going on the stairs, it can be unsafe for people that might have harder time with their vision. So that's going to be safe and up to code for all of our stairs. As Brandon said, kind of a more simplistic design that'll work for those smaller spaces. So those are the 2 different carpet styles. In total, we ordered to do all of this 15,390 square feet of carpet. It comes in square yards, so for those of you math wizards out there, that's 1,710 square yards of carpet total between the two different carpet. And the rolls come in 13 foot 2 inches wide. I don't know why. I'm sure there's a perfectly good explanation for why. That's the width, and I believe they're 100-foot long rolls. So the carpet that's being manufactured will go to our carpet installer here in Illinois. They will prep it as much as they can from those rolls and then bring it here for installation. And you have a little bit on where the wool was made and where the carpet's being made?
Yeah, so we've talked about it before, but the wool that this carpet is being manufactured with came from two places, came from New Zealand and also came from Australia. So that arrived, that was sent to North Georgia. In Georgia is where they dyed the fabric, and then from Georgia, all of the materials are being sent to Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. So outside of the actual wool, this carpet is produced and manufactured in the United States, which is a really cool talking point.
Yeah, so that's where it's at right now. Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania is where this is on the loom. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and queue up here to start sharing with you. You guys, these photos are absolutely stunning. We're so excited to share these with you. So we'll kind of explain what we can as we go through here. So this is at the mill in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. You can see all of the different colors there. We had no idea how this process actually transpired, but you can see all the individual spools there of the dyed wool that is in the factory there. Let's see, you can see 4 of our 8 colors there. And then you'll see here in a little bit how all of that yarn makes its way into, we'll call it the magical carpet making machine.
Yes.
I'm sure it has a sophisticated real name, but so you can see some of the colors here. So all of these photos are of the beetle carpet that's currently being made right now. And again, that is the carpet that will be in the auditorium, down the aisles, on the stairs. In the stairs is the lobby as well. So that's the carpet that they've started making. And just look at that. I mean, that is really impressive, this process. I had no idea what to expect when we got these photos and was just absolutely blown away at the process, how many different spools there are. It's just absolutely amazing. I know, Brandon, you were talking about, just thinking about if you got a color in the wrong spot, or this is quite the process there. So
before we went live today, we went back through and watched the interview that we did with our historic theater carpet consultant, Mark, and he said that Bloomsburg carpet that is manufacturing this has been around in one way or another since 1866. So they definitely know what they're doing. And he mentioned that this system that they're using in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania is definitely the most robust in the United States. He said potentially even the world in terms of amount of colors that they can use. It's 14 different colors that this machine can manufacture, and when Bloomsburg started, they were only able to mix 6 different colors together. So we're very fortunate that the technology has progressed to what it is today.
And you can see there the large machine that's taking all of that wool and looming it together. I don't know what the correct terminology is, but look at that, guys. Oh my goodness. This was so cool to see, yes, we've had the sample pieces here, but to actually see the carpet that is going to be in here, hopefully for the next 50 years, absolutely stunning to see that process, all of those individual threads coming together to make this carpet here.
If you heard a shriek earlier about 2 hours ago, that was me shrieking at excitement over this carpet.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously know what it looks like. We did the design, but to actually see the final product coming together to get these photos today, just absolutely amazing. I feel like I could stand at that machine and just watch it being made.
Most definitely.
Probably noisy, I'm assuming, but so do we have any questions so far as we're going along here?
No questions.
Showing off some more amazing photos here. So again, this is just the Beetle carpet. This is the carpet that will be in the auditorium, down the aisles, in front of the stage, as well as up in the balcony, and all the stairs in the balcony, as well as the stairs from the main lobby, the tile floor, up to the mezzanine. And you can see this. This is, I believe, yesterday and today, literally hot off the press, carpet being made in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, and absolutely amazing to see this. Again, the carpet is 13 feet 2 inches wide, and they will cut and seam this together to work in all of the different spaces. There you can see they're starting to roll it up on those 100-foot long rolls that will get shipped, prepped, cut, and brought here. This is completely glued down, so there's no pad. The carpet gets glued down to the concrete underneath. In the coming weeks, we'll be prepping the space for that. So you can see there some of the materials that were kind of the sample pieces that we were working on next to some of the final pieces that are coming together. Just absolutely stunning. I think we've got some close-up photos here next. So again, look at that, really, really cool. And these beetles are actually spaced out from top to bottom so that they, if we measured it correctly, which we did like 100 times, that those beetles will actually land perfectly on our different stair steps. And we purposely designed it so that the beetles lead you into the theater. So whether you're going down the aisles, up the stairs, wherever you're going, follow the beetles. Yeah. The beetles will lead the way. And again, look at that scarab beetle, the same beetle that you see up in the stained glass window above the front doors. So absolutely amazing photos. We're supposed to be getting more photos. I don't know if it'll be daily, but we're gonna. Yeah. I think we've been bugging them way too much. I keep saying, do you have photos? Do you have photos? Do you have photos? And they sent these today. Absolutely stunning. So do we have any questions as we were going through?
We do. George just asked if the pattern is historical or a contemporary design made to fit the Egyptian theme.
Yeah, so really good question. So we don't know what the original carpet was in here in 1929. We have some different black and white photos from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and couldn't find anything that was the original carpet or any photos that had any sort of color or had a good representation of scale in here. So, and we've been looking for years and years and years. Even though we've been working on this expansion project for just over a year in terms of construction, we knew at some point we would be replacing this carpet. So in the background, we've been working on this for a long time, keeping an eye out for anything, doing a lot of research. And so in talking with our historic theater carpet consultant, it was kind of decided, since we didn't have what the original carpet was, it allowed us to kind of be creative. And we decided, let's use the color palette that's here. Let's take the architectural elements that the architect designed for this building, and let's kind of reimagine if the architect in 1929 had some of the tools and technology today to design this type of carpet to go in this magnificent building, what would that look like? So we hope Elmer Behrens, the architect here, would be proud of this design. We do think he would hopefully find it stunning.
Hopefully.
We do, and we hope you guys will find it stunning as well. So that was a long-winded answer.
Yeah, so in talking to Mark more too, had we been able to get our hands on something from 1929, Elmer Behrens, the architect, would have picked the colors of his carpet first before deciding on what to actually paint the space. So historic theater carpet has a big say in what the theater is, how the theater is decorated. And I want to throw this in that Mark, our historic theater carpet consultant, has been in the business in one way or another for over 40 years. He's done Radio City Music Hall in New York City. He's done Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center. And he said, and I quote, that this is one of the most spectacular carpets he has seen. So if that doesn't carry some weight, we don't know what does, because it's just, it's beautiful. And as everything, like everything else that we show you guys, doing it through Facebook, it doesn't do it justice. Just wait until you can see it in person, and it's just jaw-dropping. Everyone, we hope, is speechless when you all walk through the door.
And one of the things I really wanted, and I don't know if you can grab one of the main carpets there, one of the things I really wanted, I think that's interesting about historic theaters, and especially the Egyptian here, is that every time you come in here, I think you notice something new about the building that you didn't notice before. And so likewise with the carpet, I really had this desire to follow that same trend and to kind of hide little things in there that you might not notice the first time, second time, third time, that there may be elements that not until, dozens of times later that you notice and go, oh my goodness, I didn't even notice X, Y, and Z is in there. And we keep referring to some of the things that are in the pattern here, but purposely not mentioning all of them, because we want people that every time they come into the Egyptian to be kind of a new fun experience, to notice different things, to see the connections. This is such an amazing theater. We always talk about they don't make theaters like this anymore, and it's so true. No. I think, anytime people have asked us where we got this carpet, I was jokingly saying, from Home Depot in the clearance section.
Yeah.
Not true. This has been quite the process. No one else in the world will have this carpet.
That's very true. We milk that talking point, guys.
Yes.
So if we were to go to Home Depot and have picked out carpet for the theater, which we would never do, what's the typical life expectancy on a carpet like that?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So the regular kind of commercial carpet, so a couple of things. The lifespan of that commercial carpets could be, for here with our foot traffic, about 20 to 25 years. And the biggest thing with typical commercial carpet is it's typically like a nylon carpet, and they print the design on top. So the ink and the color doesn't actually go all the way through the carpet. And so over time, as that's getting worn down, the color starts to fade, diminish, and at points, the color will just be gone completely. And so instead, we went with this Axminster carpet. It's an 85% wool carpet, and it is fully dyed. So you saw in the photos there, the wool, there's some good close-up action there. You can see the color goes all the way through to the backing of the carpet. So this means over time, as the carpet is naturally worn down, the carpet or the color is not going to fade or go away, because that color is there all the way through there. And by going with this 85% wool carpet, which is what they traditionally would have had in historic theaters, the lifespan of that is expected to be upwards of 50 years. So we were able to double the life of the carpet by going with this historic carpet, but also to have a carpet that through that 50 years is going to stay true to its color, true to its design. So we're really happy with the investment that's being made in this. This carpet that's in here right now, like I said, was put in 1983. So it's definitely past its prime, does not have much pile left on it. And because of its simplistic design, it shows every stain, every wear and tear. So this new carpet is going to be phenomenal for the space. Very, very excited about that. And we just found out yesterday, got it confirmed. The new carpet is scheduled to start being installed Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. And so that is going to be here before we know it. That means all the carpet in the building right now has to go.
Volunteers, if you're watching this, we'll be reaching out soon.
Stay tuned. We will be socially distancing, safely removing carpet. For those that want to. Quite the momentous occasion indeed. Yes. So any other questions on carpet before we
No questions,
mention some other things?
Just a bunch of compliments, and yeah, thanks everyone that's watching.
Yeah, so those photos that we just shared, make sure you stay tuned to our social media. We will start sharing those on our Instagram account, probably here on Facebook. as well as blog posts on our website. We're so excited, so we're going to scream from the rooftop and make everybody else see them. But absolutely stunning photos to see. And hopefully by next Tuesday, we'll have some photos on the other carpet of that being made. We'll share that, as well as next week, go back to showing you progress that's being made on the rest of the building. There's been a lot of food service equipment being installed.
Yep.
Coke was just here this morning and brought in a new cooler for the prep kitchen. So a lot of exciting stuff going on here. On top of all of the construction, we've talked to you guys a little bit and been sharing online as well as through the local media the impact that COVID has been having on the Egyptian Theater here. And we launched just a couple of weeks ago the Egyptian Relief Fund. And that to date so far has raised $21,855. That is 57 donors that have contributed to that so far. Our goal is $25,000, and that number is not a random number. That is our average overhead for a month here at the Egyptian. When you factor in all of the utilities, insurance, overhead expenses, payroll, those are the costs to keep the theater up and running and make sure that it is here and just as robust and active when we get past COVID. And so while we continue to apply for grants, federal and state funding when available, we really needed the community to step up and support this community gem so that we can be here when we get past COVID. So again, thank you so much to those 57 donors that have helped us get to $21,855. The phone lines, as they say, are still open, so you can still donate online by going here to EgyptianReliefFund.org. That will take you directly to the DeKalb County Community Foundation website. All of these donations for the Relief Fund are going directly through their website. It allowed us to fully leverage some matching dollars from some statewide donors as well as our local donors. So cannot thank those donors enough, but we've been absolutely amazed at the number of people that have stepped up in a variety of ways to help out the theater as we're trying to raise funds for the Relief Fund. So you want to share a couple of those?
Yeah, so if you didn't know, Facebook does a fun little fundraising opportunity that for your birthday, for example, you can put out a goal in advance of your birthday and solicit donations for an organization that has meaning to you. So there's two shout outs that I want to give. One to Orion Carey. You've done 2 fundraisers for us, and both of them have, I believe, exceeded your goal. And then a big thank you as well to Sue. Sue's birthday fundraiser is still open. There's a $200 goal. It's already at $75. So thank you, Sue, for that.
And happy early birthday.
Yes, happy early birthday. That's just one of the many ways that our volunteer base goes above and beyond the expectation of what is expected of them here at the Egyptian Theater.
Patrons, members, community members have set this up, so super easy. That's an awesome way. And our volunteers recently were actively involved before COVID on a bowling team.
Yes, so we had the Egyptian Goddesses. Was all female, so it fit, that bowled every Monday, and they did not know that for getting last place, which is fine because we got last place in a bowling tournament earlier this month, so it's fine.
Golf
last place,
outing.
what did I say?
Bowling. That's why we were last.
The sports. But anyway, none of them knew that had participated in that for getting last place, they would get money. And what did they do with that money? They donated it back to us. So thank you to all of you that took the 36 weeks, I believe it is, of your time. You grew your friendship and you were able to donate. So we thank you so much for that. It was a $20 sponsorship fee at the beginning of the season, and I didn't expect to get a return on our investment, but we did. So thank you to all of you that donated.
Yeah, we've also recently had a couple of our volunteers that have used their volunteer hours that their employer has matched those hours and contributed money to the nonprofit that they volunteer for. We've had other donors in the community that donated to us, and their employer will do a matching. So certainly, if you've made a donation or are going to be making a donation, check with your employer and see if they have any matching opportunities. It's a great opportunity for whether it's to the Egyptian or any other nonprofit to really make sure that your donation goes even further and utilize those opportunities out there. And then last but not least, I want to thank my sister all the way down in Kansas City, who wanted to help out the Egyptian. She knows how much it means to me and to this community. And so she is doing a Cards for a Cause fundraiser. You've probably seen it shared on our Facebook page. If you scroll down the news feed just a little bit, you'll see some posts on there. Awesome opportunity to get, you buy boxes of cards. They've got holiday, kids, variety packs. They're $30 for a box of 30 cards. And from that, $13 goes right back to the Egyptian Theater out of this fundraiser. To date, as of, I think, just a couple of hours ago, we were about 3 boxes away from a $400 donation coming back to the Egyptian Theater. So absolutely amazing. The sales for that actually end at the end of the day tomorrow, Wednesday. So if you're interested in getting those for yourself, or they make great gifts for other people that might not want to venture out of the house right now with COVID, or if you're like me and you always forget to get a card, you're running to Walgreens, you know, after work, late at night, you will have the cards at home, ready to go no matter what the occasion is. So.
You could buy all of your cards at once.
Yes.
And then be done for the whole year.
And they're a lot cheaper. We've been talking about in the office, when you go and buy a card, sometimes you spend like $4 or $5 on a card. These are $1 a card. So absolutely amazing deal. So thank you again, Kristen Robinson, my sister down in Kansas City, doing this Cards for a Cause fundraiser. Again, scroll down the news feed. You can see the link there to get to the website to order that. So we can't say thank you enough to all of our volunteers, donors, members, community members, family members, everyone that continues to support this wonderful historic theater, one of a kind, especially the only Egyptian theater carpet that's going to be here in the entire world. So such a unique place that means so much to so many people, literally all around the world, not just here in DeKalb County. And we want to make sure that when we do get past COVID, that we have this expansion project complete, ready to welcome all of you back, to start having shows again when it's safe to do so. And we will one day get back to normal, whatever normal is. We've said it so many times, but it is so true. This theater has made it through the Great Depression, World War II, 9/11, everything in between. We have no doubt it will make it through this current crisis. And it's upon all of us to make sure that it makes it through as strong as it was going in. And so we appreciate all of the support out there. No dollar is too small to be able to support this wonderful community institution that we have here.
Yeah.
So that being said, we're going to wrap up for today. Any other questions before we head on out of here?
No questions.
Don't want somebody to ask a question and then we completely forget about them. So
Let's see.
all right.
No, Michaela wanted more puns. Sorry, Michaela. Janine's not here.
Janine will be back next week, so we'll bring the punny level back up next week.
Sue, to answer your question, carpet installation will begin the Tuesday following Labor Day.
Yep, and it'll take about 2 weeks
Yeah.
to do all of the theater, the lobby spaces, everything. So we're very quickly trying to finish up all of the construction, so all the plasterwork, painting, all of that stuff is done before the new carpet comes in. So the end is near, it's coming along.
I'm going to give a plug for Janine since she's not here.
Okay.
We are kicking off a Facebook Live series called #815Live. That will kick off Thursday, August 13th. Yes.
Believe. Coming soon.
Yes, Thursday, August 13th, because Saturday is the 15th. So, yes, stay tuned. I don't know who's performing the first Thursday.
Yeah, so we're planning to do a couple of weeks. We will have some different solo artists here or small groups that will be performing live on our stage, and we're going to stream live here on Facebook. is our little way of featuring all different types of artists and performance groups from the DeKalb County area, and be able to give back to them and support. We did get a grant for this, so we are paying all of the artists and musicians that are going to be performing. They are certainly having a tough time through COVID as well, so we wanted to make sure that we could continue to support all of our local artists, musicians, performers, whatever they do, and then also provide some enjoyment for you guys. Since we can't welcome you here in person, we will welcome you in virtually, so stay tuned. We'll be rolling that information out probably here in the next week, and make sure you mark your calendar for that. So, anything else? No?
Nope.
We're good?
We're good.
We're good?
We are good.
Final answer?
Final
A little bit
answer.
of throwback.
Final answer. We're good.
All righty. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will see you back here again next Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. for another virtual Hard Hat Tour.
Have a good week.